We believe that first of all, no matter the situation, no matter the circumstance, the value of life, whether that individual will die the next day, the value of life is very sacrosanct, and we're proving that to you from opening a position. Firstly, opening government says that, see, well, these individuals are not going to voluntarily take this euthanasia. The government is going to find people who are terminally ill and give them this euthanasia. We believe that this is bad on so many levels, but this argument is stupid. But the thing is, when we do this, we're definitely going to give government an upper hand to take human lives whenever they want to. If government says, see, I believe that this individual is not doing well and I want to take your life, then it means that we give this individual the upper hand to take your life. And government can always have excuses and justification for taking your life. If we give government a justification to say that because an individual is terminally ill, that is why I took his life, then it means Sani Abacha can also say that because Cloud Ake was maybe terminally ill, that is why I took his life, and all these justifications are very bad. Second thing, and they say that, well, this is because these guys will create a lot of burden to the economy, right? We believe that this is very stupid, because we should never ever trade the economy and monetary values over human lives. That is very, very, very stupid. Secondly, she says that these individuals are going to die anyways, even if even if we don't give them these things, these individuals are going to die. We prefer a world, from opening up, we prefer a world where individuals die naturally than a world where government, especially government, and even individuals have an influence in the death of another individual, right? Because we also charge individuals for murder. We also charge individuals for murder, even when they kill a man who is going to die the next day. We charge that individual for murder, even if he kills a man who is going to die the next day, or he kills a man who is going to die the next minute. We also charge you for murder because you have an influence in killing his life. We believe that this should never be the case, and government, especially government, should never have a role in the death of an individual. Henry.
Okay, can you actually go to the house? What exactly government's obligation to help people die without pain is trumped by whatever we think of government rules are in protecting.
Okay. I'm going to that. The role of government, and how it speaks to what, to Henry's speech, right? Aside government's ability to ensure protection of lives and safety of lives and all of that, we believe that government should be able to ensure that the tools and machineries to protect the lives of these citizens are guaranteed. In an instance where these emergency services fail, it means that we must know that this is a failure of the government, right? We know that the government has failed in providing all these machineries to ensure that these guys protect their lives and the safety of life is protected, right? When government provides euthanasia, this is very important. When government provides euthanasia, it tells the people that, see, I have provided an alternative for you. That means this is an easier alternative for you to go and die and for you to take your lives, right? Why is this important? It means that it encourages government to be reluctant. It encourages government not to find a long-lasting solution to that problem, because they have provided an easier measure, they have provided an easier way for you to kill yourself and for you to die. This is very, very bad, because what this does is government can always say that, look, well, I've given you an alternative, so do not complain that you are dying, or do not complain that you are suffering, right? And secondly, individuals definitely have no other choice or no other option than for them to go into getting this euthanasia. So we believe that this is coercion, and this is so much pressure on the government and so much pressure on the individuals, and this is very, very bad. Secondly, the eligibility of consent. Is consent absolute? No, we believe that consent is not absolute on two levels. One, when there's pressure existing, we must understand that there's pressure when this individual has sickness. Even if the present government want to say that, well, let's give these guys the consent. This guy should consent to getting this euthanasia. We believe that as long as that individual has a lot of pressure, like sickness, he's suffering and he's terminally ill, it means every decision which he makes at that particular point in time is an irrational decision, because there's a lot of pressure on that individual, either from the government or from the family or from the sickness, or rather from the sickness which that individual faces. And secondly, like I said before, the coercion which governments give these individuals, even if government does not give them a direct coercion that says, see, you must do this, like opening government says, which is a stupid line, and that is why we believe that they are out of today's debate, right? We believe that as long as government says that I have provided an alternative for you, and that is the only alternative which government provides, it means that individuals must always go by that alternative which government provides, and they have no other option than to tow that alternative, or else government will say that you guys can die and you guys can rot in hell. And we believe that government should never do this, and this is never a good role for government, right? And when an individual is faced by these two things, pressure and coercion by the government, coercion when the government says that they have an alternative, when this alternative is not long lasting, we believe that this is very, very bad. My third argument is going to tackle the value of human life. But Lola,
right, the very extent of it will show that choice already in the status quo is not something that can be rationally made by these victims. How come it's still surviving your case?
We believe that when you say choice cannot be made by these victims, then you say that government should take their lives. Then it means that this euthanasia is stupid. Because if an individual cannot make that choice, this guy's arguments count for us. When an individual cannot make that choice to take their euthanasia, why do we say that an individual should take this euthanasia? Because we are saying that government should be the ones who should give it to these individuals. This is very, very bad. And like I told you before, this means that government is justified in taking a human's life, in taking any individual's life, and they can always find any justification whatsoever. We believe that opening government falls out of today's debate, because what they say is government should always administer this euthanasia to everybody. Thirdly, the value of human life, right? In every situation, in every circumstance, whether it is in a warfare or whether it is in a natural disaster, we always need to depict that the government and also citizens have a value of human life, especially the government in this instance. Why? Firstly, because it transcends into the protection of the life of human beings. That is why in a country like India, we have a lot of cattle, we have a lot of elephants. This is because these individuals in India value value these cattle and value these elephants. That is why they go arm's length to protect these cattle. They go arm's length to protect these elephants, right? We believe that if government says that, well, because there's a natural disaster, well, there's a warfare, so we can kill you guys as whenever we want to, like opening government says, then it means that government has no justification, and it reduces the incentive for government to want to protect the life of these individuals, because they treat these guys like chickens. That means governments can take their lives whenever they want to, right? And governments can always shift side whenever they want to. Even in warfare, we say that only soldiers that engage in warfare should be killed. We do not also say that the values of human life should be terminated. We don't say that the normal civilians should be killed in warfare. That means that government and also the constitution respects the value of human life and the rights that human life has. So we believe that even if in every circumstance, in a warfare, in natural disasters, whatever it is, we believe that the rights and the value of human life should always be respected. Closing government should come and show us how this is not coercion and how this is not pressure on these individuals that make them take rational choices. Opening government out.